Hello my besties. Hi, welcome in, welcome back, or welcome to my channel. My name's Alanna. I hope that you guys are having a wonderful day, whatever day it is for you. We are going to be doing a Emojis Choose My Reads for this week. So I do have some of my books for my TBR for May right here. And then I have a paper that's got some Kindle options and an audiobook option on here. And I did have 3 other books on my TBR for May, but they are already in another video, so I'm not going to include those in this. But we have 5 right here. So 8 in total, because there are 3 more that are on Kindle or Audible. So I'm just going to pull up a random number generator. But here we are. We have our random emoji generator. And we're going to generate. Okay, so that's a wave. So I could do something that takes place in the ocean, or I could just do something that's kind of got water on the cover. That does not. Morbidly Yours also does not. Neither does Holding the Reins or Missing Pieces, and I know Inheritance Games doesn't. Metal Slinger doesn't, Fearless doesn't, and Mexican Gothic doesn't. So give me 1 minute, and I'm going to go see what options that I have that are just on my shelves that are not part of the TBR, and I will be right back. Okay, so I grabbed a few options. Well, more than a few. I don't know where to put them. So, we'll go through these. So the first option I had was Bear Town, which it doesn't have waves or like an ocean on it, but it does have like a frozen lake on it, so I thought that maybe that could work, and I am very excited to read this. Then we have Night Work, which also has like a lake. I believe it's either a lake or could be on the ocean, like the edge of the ocean, so that's also an option. Those two are a little bit more of a reach. Then we have Identity by Nora Roberts, which has a waterfall on it, which could work as well, but those ones are more of like a reach kind of deal. Then we have The House in the Cerulean Sea, which does have the sea, and obviously the seas have waves, so that could be an option. We have The Institution by Helen Fields, which is also on some water, so that could also be an option. Home Again, which is on the sea by Kristen Hanna, or, which I think could be the best option, because it actually has a wave on the cover, but Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow has a wave in the background, so that could be a really good option because it looks just like that wave. So I think we're going to go with Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow, and then we'll have these ones as other options for a different video. We're going to pick 3 books as well, so that is going to be our first book. And then I will bring you over to Future Me when I pick this book up. Hello my loves. So we are here to give you an update about Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. I picked this up today. I did start listening to it at work. I found an audiobook for it, so I did start listening to it today because it's not something I normally read, so I didn't want to not like it because I was trying to read it physically, and I feel like I have an easier time when I listen to audiobooks. So I did make it to chapter 6, which is about 108 pages in. So I'm that far in, right there, probably about a quarter of the way through. I'm enjoying it so far. It's kind of slow, like I'm not disliking it, I'm not loving it. It's okay. I think it's going to pick up a little bit. I don't even fully really know what this is about. But The little synopsis says, on a bitter cold day in the December of his junior year at Harvard, Sam Mosser exits a subway car and sees amid the hordes of people waiting on the platform Sadie Green. He calls her name. For a moment she pretends she hasn't heard him, but then she turns and a game begins, a legendary collaboration that will launch them to stardom. These friends, oh my god, I can English. These friends, intimate since childhood, borrow money, beg favors, and before even graduating college, they have created their first blockbuster, Ichigo. I don't know if I said that right, but overnight the world is theirs. Not even 25 years old, Sam and Sadie are brilliant, successful, and rich, but these qualities won't protect them from their own creative ambitions or the betrayals of their hearts. Spanning 30 years, from Cambridge, Massachusetts to Venice Beach, California, and lands in between and far beyond, Gabrielle Zevin's Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow is a dazzling and intricately imagined novel that examines the multifarious nature of identity, disability, failure, the redemptive possibilities in play, and above all, our need to connect, to be loved, and to love. Yes, it is a love story, but it is not one you have read before. So, it sounds interesting. It's a little bit slow, but I think it'll start picking up here soon, so I'm excited to see where we go. But I just wanted to pop in and give you guys a little update. I just took a shower, and I'm going to continue with the book, and I will be back with you guys the next time I have some updates. Hello, my loves. I just wanted to pop in and give you guys a little update. I have been listening to Tomorrow, Tomorrow, and Tomorrow on audiobook through Everend. I listened to quite a bit of it today at work. I'm now on part 7, which is called The NPC, which is... I only have this little bit left. So we are getting there. I'm enjoying it. It's hooked me in a little bit more now. I did have a bit of trouble actually getting into it, and it's not like a typical read for me. I am enjoying it, but I don't think it's going to be any of that. Like, everybody else has been really obsessed and really love this book, and I don't dislike the book. I do enjoy it, but it's not something that's really giving me those super giddy, fun, happy feels. I also don't know what's going to happen in this last bit anyway, but maybe that'll change my mind of what I think. But I did want to pop in and give you guys an update. I really like Sadie. I didn't like the miscommunication between her and Sam. I both like and dislike Sam. I do feel like he makes a lot of choices based on himself and not really taking into consideration other people's wants and things. But I do like it, and I like their friendship. I mean, I like their friendship when they were younger, and like when they first reconnect, I really like their friendship. But once things start to pick up and they actually start to make money and stuff, it feels like their relationship gets really forced. And now they're kind of still, they're more like co-workers and partners than they are friends. I do really love Marks, he's Sam's roommate in college. I really enjoy him. He sort of becomes the producer for their gaming company they all create. But I really like the idea of like showing a girl creating games, and a girl in a very, especially in her school, like during the time period that this takes place, it's very rare to have females in these kinds of majors and wanting to create games and things like that. So it's really interesting to kind of see her being such a powerhouse in this industry when it's very much a male leading industry. Not that I think that it should ever be dominant to one side or the other. It is just really interesting to watch that as we go through this with them and seeing how they are, just the two of them, and like seeing the differences between how people see them. Like, if she comes up with a concept and they go out and promote, everybody thinks it's Sam and not her, that she's just like the wife or the girlfriend or something like that. It's not like she's the one who created the game and came up with it and created like this, the whole system in which they make the game in. So I think it's really interesting. I am enjoying it. I really like Marks and Sadie. I really liked Zoe too. Sam is like, he can go both ways for me a bit, just with how he acts, and I get that it's hard because like Sadie comes from money, Marks comes from money, and Sam doesn't. So having this money is like a big change in his life, and when you've had money growing up, getting it on your own isn't as big of a deal as growing up without much money and being able to suddenly pay for anything and everything you want and being successful, and I completely get that. It's just how he acts about it. Like it feels like his only like goal and his only driving factor is getting more money. Like his Sadie's ideas and stuff, it's like she wants to make this game because it's something that she's passionate about, and he's like, well, that game's not going to sell well, we shouldn't do that, it's not going to be good for our company, yada yada yada, and it's really just for him based on selling stuff, and I think that that's a really crappy way to view things, which, I mean, I know it's hard because when you grow up on the lower end of pay and your family didn't have much, it's hard to try to focus on things that you actually want instead of just focusing on making a bunch of money and getting even more rich and famous. But I'm probably going to lay in bed, and I don't know if I'm going to finish this tonight or if I'm going to read one of my other books tonight and continue listening to this on audio. But I will be back with you guys either way next time that I have some updates. Hello, my loves. I just read for a bit longer. I don't think I'm going to read any more of this tonight, but I wanted to pop in and give you another little update. I am now this far into the book. I am on part 9, which is page 341. A lot has happened. When I ended reading before my last update, it had left off on kind of an interesting part. I don't want to say too much because for anybody that hasn't read this, I know that I'm a little bit late to this train, but for anybody who has not read this, I did want to give I don't want to give anything away. But basically, something happens that's really crappy, and it made me very upset. And what I've read now is in the aftermath. Well, I didn't actually know what had happened, so the first chapter that I read after my last update was when something happened. And now it's been a couple years in the book since then, and it's basically about everybody's lives trying to get back on track and trying to keep the business going and the company running and all this good stuff. And I feel like this is quite good at showing grief in a very real way. I also think that it's kind of showing this found family type of deal with everybody in the company who decided to come back to work after everything that happened and are putting out games, and they're bringing in new people, and Sam is starting to think more like somebody else and like asking himself what they would say and trying to align more with who that person was rather than how he normally is, because he's usually more of a not sugarcoating it type of guy, and It's been very interesting. It definitely has picked up a bit more now, and I am enjoying it. I've been enjoying it the whole time. Just, it's not my normal type of read, so I just don't think it's going to be too highly rated for me. I am enjoying it though. I think the concept is interesting, the plot's interesting. I think that it is an interesting read and fun, while also being like sad and, I'm sorry, I keep changing the lighting. Also being sad and really showing, I feel, how feelings and stuff would work, how they work with people, not in books, like in real life, the trauma and the grief and all of that stuff. But I did want to give you guys just that update, and I will be back when I can give you guys another update after I finish this book tomorrow. Hello, my loves. I am here to give you the final update on tomorrow. I did just finish this here a few minutes ago. I'm giving it a 3.5 star. It wasn't something that I loved. It wasn't something that I hated. It was very much middle of the road for me. I thought it was beautifully written. I just think how Gabrielle Zevin writes is just a really, really lovely, it's kind of lyrical, I guess, but it's just a really beautiful writing style, and it just, I don't know, there's something about it that just feels really nice. The story itself was interesting. I wasn't really like hooked into it very much. There was some parts toward the end that where it started to pick up a bit, and that kind of pulled me in, but I wasn't just fully into it. Like, I didn't find myself constantly wanting to pick it up or not being able to put it down. But when I did pick it up, I enjoyed listening to it. I listened to it on audiobook because I figured this would be something that I would have a hard time reading because it's very much a different book for me, I feel. So, I did a lot of listening to it on Everand. And the audiobook was pretty good. I did enjoy it. I really, really loved Sadie, and I loved Marks. I absolutely loved Marks. I loved him. And Sadie was really sweet. Like, obviously everybody has their moments where they're not that great, but there was, Sam I both loved and hated. Like, there were times that I really couldn't deal with him, and I just was so irritated by him, and then there were times that I really loved him and who he was and the kind of friend that he was. Overall, I thought it was really good. I would definitely recommend picking it up if you haven't read it. It's not, again, it wasn't something I was obsessed with. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I also really didn't hate it. So if you think that this is the kind of book for you, I would say pick it up. We're following Sam. We kind of meet the two of them when they're both young. He's 12 and she's 11. Her sister is in the hospital fighting a form of cancer, and he was in a really bad car accident, and his entire left foot was shattered. Like, he was going through multiple surgeries trying to reconstruct his foot, and he hadn't spoken to anybody in the whole time he'd been at the hospital, but he spoke to Sadie, the first person he spoke to. So they kept having her come in and like talk to him, and they would play games together, and they became really good friends and ended up having a bit of a falling out where they run into each other again in college. They're in separate colleges. She's at MIT, he's at Harvard, and they start talking again, and they become friends again, and they decide they're going to make a video game together, a computer game. And this story follows them making that game and basically starting their company, their gaming company, developing company, and follows them through like the rest of college creating this, through their time working together and like in the after part, and kind of watching them fall out again and come back together again at the end, where they're like in an amicable state where they're reconnecting but not like fully reconnected. But overall, I thought it was really good. I thought it was beautifully written. I think it's an interesting read, and it was fun. It's just something different for me, so it wasn't just something that I was hooked right into. But yeah, that is going to be our last update on tomorrow. Hello! Okay guys, the next book that we are going to, well, the next emoji and the last emoji for the books for this week is a cat. It's a cat. I don't know if any of my books have cats on them. So let me go check. Well, I know those ones don't because I was just looking at them. So give me 1 minute. Okay, my loves. So this was the first book that I found, and I think this is like just a really super cute fantasy, and I love the cover of this. And it does have a cat on the cover, so we are going to go with The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. And there's the cat. But this is the book that we're going to go with. This book follows Tao. Tao is an immigrant fortune teller traveling between villages with just her trusty mule for company. She tells only small fortunes, whether it will hail next week, which boy the barmaid will kiss, when the cow will calve. She knows from bitter experience that big fortunes come with big consequences. Even if it's a lonely life, it's better than the one she left behind. But a small fortune unexpectedly becomes something more when a semi-reformed thief and an ex-mercenary recruit her into their desperate search for a lost child. Soon, they're joined by a baker with a need for adventure and, of course, a slightly magical cat. Tao starts down a new path with companions as big-hearted as her fortunes are small, but as she lowers her walls, the shadows of her past close in, and she'll have to decide whether to risk everything to preserve the family she never thought she could have. So that sounds really sweet. It sounds like a very interesting tale, but I'm excited to read this. So this is going to be our third book for this reading vlog, and that goes with our lovely cat emoji. I'm going to take you over to future me, who is going to be picking up this book, and we will see what thoughts I have. Hello, my loves. I just wanted to pop in and give you guys an update. I have picked up The Teller of Small Fortunes today by Julie Leong on ebook, or not ebook, on audiobook. I've been listening to it at work, and I'm on chapter 10. This is following Tao, who is a fortune teller. She tells small fortunes, as the name suggests. Just like little basic things to potentially make people's lives better, potentially things that could help them. She doesn't do large fortunes, like things that can't be changed, or it's more the larger ones are the things that are set in stone. But this follows her as she is a traveling fortune teller. She meets these two guys, Silt and Mash are their names. And then we also have, oh my god, how did I forget her name? Kina. So we have Tao, who meets Mash and Silt. Mash and Silt is a, like, somewhat reformed, not fully reformed thief. And Mash is an ex-mercenary who is searching for his daughter who went missing. She was 4 years old, and Silt is helping him. They end up going to this city town thing where oh my god, I forgot her name already. Kina is a baker she works at her uncle's bakery, and she makes really delicious tasting sweets, but they don't look very nice. So she gets her fortune read by Tao, and Tao basically tells her that she sees her traveling along with her in her wagon. So Kina decides she's going to go with them because Tao is already traveling with Silt and Mash, trying to kind of help them maybe find his daughter. And she basically gave him a fortune that he would be giving his daughter a kitten. And this makes him upset, obviously, because his daughter's missing. But we're just following them right now on the road. They are just out and about trying to get leads to find his daughter while also stopping in towns, and she's reading fortunes and Kina's baking, and they're just trying to make some extra money and whatnot to help them all get along and get by. They have a kitty, which I cannot pronounce the cat's name, but it was a stray cat that they took in who's super fun and super sweet, and I just love cats. And he's on the cover, and he's right there. Look at him. He's so cute. But yeah, I'm on chapter 10. There's not a whole lot going on. This is very much like a more cozy fantasy. It doesn't seem like it's not super high stakes. Like, obviously it's high stakes because you've got a missing little girl, and Tao is she has a kind of magic, which if you're a fortune teller and you can actually see things, you have some kind of magic, and she doesn't want it getting out that she has more magic than she lets on. But it's been fun so far. It's just been very laid back and interesting. I'm not feeling very strongly either way toward it so far, but it is a sweet little fun low stakes fantasy. So if that's something you're looking for, I definitely recommend it. But I'm just under halfway through. It's only 322 pages and I'm on page 146. So we don't have too much more. Just a little more, probably about 60% of the book left, which I guess is not too much more. It's a good amount, but yeah, I just wanted to pop in and give you guys that little update. And I will be back with you guys when I have some more. Hello, my loves. I just got back home. I finished eating dinner. I had a nail appointment, but I wanted to give you guys the final update on the Teller of Small Fortunes. I liked it. I gave it 3 stars. It wasn't something I loved. It wasn't something I hated. Very much a very cozy, easy fantasy, not too super high stakes. Like, there were stakes, but it wasn't anything like you would see in like a high fantasy type world. It was really sweet. I really love the found family. I thought the writing was easy and fun. I thought that this was the perfect, palate cleanser type of read. So if you're wanting a fantasy that's kind of light, doesn't have much high stakes, and is just something that's easy, and you are in the mood for fantasy between like some romance and thrillers or whatever the case may be, but you aren't mentally able to handle a full like high fantasy book, I would recommend this. This is very much along the same lines of The Spell Shop. Not the same plot, but the same like vibes, basically. A really sweet, fun story. It's very much a cozy fantasy, and it got the found family and these wonderful relationships that they make that I think is just so sweet. And there is like a little bit of stakes just in the fact that there's what are they called? The mages, I think. There are these mages, they're like this high power of all these people who have magical powers and stuff, and they essentially are trying to find her because they know what her power is and they need her. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed this. I really liked the found family and how just easy and simple it was, and that it didn't take too much thought, and it was just fun and cozy. And it was like perfect for this time, and I've been going through a lot of stuff, and not having to really like focus on much of anything has been really helpful, so I really enjoyed this one. Okay, my loves, so the next emoji that we are going to be picking. Okay, well that's a cross of some kind in purple. So maybe we could do Training the Heart, because Training the Heart has a bunch of purple on it, which could be fun. Or we have All the Missing Pieces, which also has some purple in it as well. To be honest, guys, I'm really excited to read Training the Heart, so I think we're going to go with Training the Heart for this video, for this emoji. Training the Heart is the second book in the, I forget what the series itself is called, but it's the sequel to Holding the Reins. A Silver Pines novel, it says it right there. But this is a sequel to Holding the Reins. I ate Holding the Reins up. I gave it 5 stars. I absolutely adored it, and I was so excited to see that this was coming out. And actually, the third book comes out in May, so that may also be getting picked up this month as well. But yeah, this is going to be following Wade and Ivy. Wade is the brother of Cece from the first book, and Ivy is the, she's like the new horse trainer on Wade and Cece's family's ranch, on the Ashby Ranch. So this is going to be our second book with our little purple squared emoji. And then I will take you to future me, who is going to pick up that book, and we will give you some thoughts. And I'm here for an update. I have picked up Training the Heart. I am literally only on chapter 3. And I'm already giggling and kicking my feet, and I'm very excited, and I'm adoring this so far. I've loved the first one, so I figured I was going to love this one. But I knew that I was going to really enjoy this when the dedication reads, "To those searching for their grumpy, loyal, protective cowboy who will tattoo mine on his hand just so it looks pretty wrapped around your throat, don't give up, babe. Your Wade Ashby is out there." I'm sorry, what? Tattoo mine on his hand just so it looks pretty wrapped around your throat. That's the dedication. That's not even in the story yet. But it's so cute so far. I really like Ivy already. She's a spitfire and she's very sassy, and she really like gives attitude to Wade, and I think that that's really fun. He's very much a grumpy. It's very much a Grumpy Sunshine story so far. But I'm really enjoying it. I don't have too much to say because I'm only on chapter 3. But I do really like it so far, and I'm very excited to continue reading it. I love this series, so I'm very, very excited to see where this one goes and see all the fun things that happen. I know that it's extremely smutty because one of the trigger warnings is explicit sexual content, and then in parentheses it says a lot. And then dirty talk, a lot. I just like how it has in parentheses a lot, but definitely check trigger warnings. There are multiple trigger warnings in this besides those, so obviously check your trigger warnings. And I will be back with you guys when I have some more updates. Hello, my loves. I am here to give a little update on Training the Heart. I fear that Wade may be doing more for me than Nash, which is sad because I love Nash. But I am just under halfway through, probably about 40% of the way through this book, and I am eating it up. I'm loving it. I just recently got to a little bit of spice from Wade and Ivy, and it wasn't like anything crazy. It was just like about to start going somewhere, and then they got interrupted. But I really, really love this. I really love the relationship. Like, he's very grumpy to, like, everyone around him, but he's not, like, he's grumpy to her too, but not as grumpy as he is with everyone else. He's very much Grumpy Sunshine. She's very, very sweet, and he's very sweet to her. This is essentially following Wade, who is Cece in the first book's brother, older brother, and the new horse trainer at the ranch. She's a temporary horse trainer while their normal trainer is out on, I think, maternity leave. And Ivy steps in to come help out the ranch, and she's like 26 or something like that. She's like a little bit younger, and she is essentially really good with the horses and stuff, and they kind of start off in a bad start because she's a little bit late to her interview because of traffic and stuff, and he like comes down hard on her on that because like you can't be late to an interview. Like, how can I have you as an employee if you're late all the time? So she ends up winning them over, obviously, because where would the story go if she didn't win them over? And we're basically following her. They ended up in even more of a forced proximity kind of issue, because not only is he her boss, but one night he gets home and she is on his porch, soaked, like it's raining, it's pouring outside, and she hurt her ankle. So he tells, like, she goes to get up and she can't stand, and she, like, basically almost falls back over, and he catches her, and he's like, no, we're going to the hospital right now. So he, at 10 p.m., drives her to the hospital, which is like 45 minutes away, but he drives her all the way to the hospital, and they say that she's really, like, badly sprained her ankle, and she needs to be off of it for like a week, using crutches and elevating it and icing it and all that good stuff, and asks if she has anybody who can help her. And she goes, oh, I can go back to my hometown for the week or a couple weeks or something until it heals up, and then I can come back. And Wade basically goes, no, I'm going to be helping her. She's going to be staying with me, and I'm going to help her out. So she ends up moving into his guest room for a week while her ankle heals. And it all just goes from there. Like, they are it's very easy between them. It feels very natural between them. And it's just super sweet, and they both like the same things. Like, they both wake up in the middle of the night and they eat ice cream and watch an action movie, because they both love action movies. But it's just really sweet, and I really, really enjoy it. And through all this too, they're also, like, right now they're on a trip to Nashville because they are looking to get Wade is looking to buy a horse for the Derby, and she's gonna help him pick and help him train whatever horse that they choose. So it's just a lot of different forced proximities, and there's a one bed trope because he originally had booked them adjoining rooms. And when they get there to check in, and apparently he only has one room, but he knows that he got two, and apparently the hotel messed up, so they have to share a bed. And it's just all going to be so great and glorious. And that's like where we're at. We're at a point where right now they're coming back to their hotel room and they're both very drunk. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I love this so much. I love Wade and Ivy. They're so freaking cute. And Wade's just very much that, like, protective, very protective, barely knows her, but is, like, defending her honor and stuff, and I think it's so sweet. Like, Nash was also very, like, defensive and protective, but he's also grown up with Cece, so it's like a different dynamic. It's not somebody he just met a few weeks, a month ago, or whatever the case is, however long the timeline is. But they're really sweet, and I really love them, and you do get to get the other characters popping up. So you see Nash and Cece, and you see Cole, and you see their mom, and Ginger and Olivia, which are Cece's two friends, and stuff like that. So it's very nice getting those little drop-ins from Nash and Cece, because they're so cute and I love them so much. But I really think that Wade might bump his way up there. But I'm also so excited for Cole's book, which I do have. I found it at the store the other day. I didn't realize it was out quite yet, and it's out, and I have it, and I picked it up, and it's about Cole, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But I'm gonna read some more of this tonight, and then I will be back with you guys when I have some updates. I am currently on starting chapter 27, so we will see where we go from here. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update, and I will be back when I have some more updates for you. I'm here to give you an update on Training the Heart. So I read over 100 pages last night. I went from chapter 27 to chapter 48. And I'm loving it so far. I absolutely adore Wade and Ivy and their relationship and what it's turning into. I really, really like the whole dynamic of what they're going through and what they're doing. They bought a horse for the derby that Ivy's going to train, and they found a jockey to ride said horse, and he did some really cute things in Nashville that are just really sweet, and I really enjoyed it. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to give anything away, but their relationship is so cute, and she's basically like staying in his cabin at this point. Like, she really doesn't, she goes to her cabin occasionally, but not like very often, and I feel like some things are going to happen. He kind of outed them a bit to his family. They were all having it was like a bridal party for Cece, and at the end the guys all came back and they helped them clean up and take care of the house after everybody left, because there was like 70 people there. They helped him load up all the presents and bring them back to his and Cece's house so that they could get them all there in one go, and helped him unload them all into this room, and basically Nash held them there to help him move some stuff around so that they had room for all these presents. And before he left, Wade kissed her in front of his whole family and then said he'd be back in like a half an hour. And it was just so cute, and I'm just so excited to see where we go from here, but I don't have too much more, so I'm hoping that maybe I'll get to finish it today. If not today, definitely tomorrow. But I'm so excited. I really like this. And I do have the second one, which is Riding the High, I believe, is the next one. So I'm very excited to get to that. And the fourth one comes out November 11th, so I cannot wait until November 11th to get that. Not that I want to skip through summer, because I'm very excited for the weather to get warm and for it to be nice out. But I love this series so much. I think Paisley Hope's going to be an auto-buy author for me. This is giving me a 5-star read. I'm so excited to see where it goes. So I will be back with you guys the next time that I have some updates for you. Hello, my loves. So I'm going to give you guys the final update on Training the Heart. I ate this book up. 5 stars. Giggled, kicked my feet the entire time. If Nash Carter was going to make me climb him like a tree, Wade Ashby is taking me to outer space. This man. Oh. I can't. He's grumpy with everybody else. Not even like super grumpy, like overly grumpy. He's just kind of like more private and just gets a little bit, doesn't have the patience, I guess, except for her. And it's so cute, and their relationship is just amazing, and I absolutely love it, and I love them. Like I said before, this follows Wade, who is the brother of Cece from the first book, and he is the one who essentially runs Silver Pines Ranch. He is the one of the family that really took over for his father when he died. And Ivy has come on as their temporary horse trainer, while their original horse trainer... Sorry, my cat climbed on top of our air conditioner. Well, their full-time normal horse trainer is out on maternity leave. And this book was just so good. It was very spicy. The spice was so, like, spice. It was spicy. And he has a very dirty mouth. He says very, very dirty things to her and calls her dirty things. And basically the dedication in this says it all. Okay? The dedication, I was hooked from the dedication. Like, that's how much this book hooked me. It says, to those searching for their grumpy, loyal, protective cowboy who will tattoo mine on his own hand just so it looks pretty wrapped around your throat, don't give up, babe. Your Wade Ashby is out there. Yep. Yep. I ate it up. 5 stars. I think Paisley Hope's going to be an auto-buy author for me. I think that her books are so fun. The banter is always really entertaining. I really enjoy, like, her spice scenes are really good too. Like, sometimes I can be a little, but a lot of the time I'm like, And she just does cowboy well, you know? I don't know. I just really enjoy her writing and her writing style. It's very easy and fun and bantery and flirty, and I really enjoy it, so I'm definitely going to be reading more from her, which actually, since this is the last book in this vlog, I got this one. I got Riding the High by Paisley Hope, third book in the Silver Pines novels. And then I also, because I was having a bad day, you know, a bad day, picked up Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez because I heard really good things about this, and somebody said that if I really liked Just for the Summer by her, that I was really going to enjoy Yours Truly. So I decided to pick this up, and I'm very excited to get to this one as well. Then we have The Perfect Marriage by Geneva Rose, which is a like thriller mystery type deal, which I'm really excited to read. I don't know much about it, and I don't really want to go into it knowing too much about it. I'm excited to get to this, and I actually, when I was in the store, saw that this has got a sequel, and I didn't know that it was going to have a sequel, and it's out as well, but it was in hardcover, so I didn't want to pick it up because I do not want a paperback and a hardcover, you know? So I'm very excited to read this, and then I'll probably pick the other one up on Kindle or something, and then get the paperback when it comes out in paperback, because currently it's not. But yeah, I also got this one. And then the last book I picked up while I was at the store, because I couldn't choose between, I was only supposed to get 3, and I couldn't choose. So I ended up picking a 4th one, and I got Gothicana by Runix, which I don't really know much of anything about this, and I don't want to read the back of it because I just don't want to get spoiled anything. But I really love the purple edges this has. It kind of looks blue to me on the camera, but it's very much like a purple, a dark, deep purple. But I'm really excited to get to this, and I really love the art that's in here as well. But yeah, so that's just a little mini haul of what I grabbed at the store the other day while I was there. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you like it, please subscribe and drop a like. I would really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. I really enjoy making these videos, and I enjoy potentially getting to talk to people about books and see what their thoughts are and all that good stuff. So thank you guys for any time you choose to give to me. It really does mean the world, and I truly do appreciate it. I hope you guys stay happy, healthy, and safe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!